which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any board acknowledgements or announcements? Nothing. I know we got the FFA. Where are our student representatives working tonight? Is okay. I know the FFA poinsettia sale is coming up this month. I don't have the exact dates. Our middle school here? Okay.
Back there.
Okay, all right. So that'll be good. I don't want to spoil any thunder from anybody, but I know that's coming up, so. If we don't have any other acknowledgements, go ahead.
I'd like to acknowledge, I'd like to thank Miss Brenneman for her gift, her and her husband's gift to us last week. That was delicious peanut butter fudge, and it was polished off, and I won't disclose the number of days, but I'll just say it's already gone by now.
Sounds like true to me. Any other acknowledgements?
I second that first.
Obviously, we're trying to promote ugly sweater, so it was trying to togetherness kind of thing. So with that, we're going to go with Ms. Dawn Kelly for student
I'm
month.
not wearing an ugly sweater. I consider this beautiful.
I didn't say anything. I didn't go either way.
Stand it.
And if you have a sweater on and it's considered, then it's whatever you say it is, please.
This is the Allen Creek Student of the Month, Noah David Allen, and he is a kindergartner in my class, Miss Kelly's class. He is the son of Ashley Buffington and the older brother of Emmett. He also has a dog, Opal, and a sweater. Noah is a wonderful student, role model, and always walks in with a positive attitude and a good morning. He enters a classroom and everyone is so happy to see him. He is a class leader who shows compassion for others. He is kind and helpful to everyone. He received the Core Value Award for Self-Control, which was a big deal in Miss Kelly's class. And he also received the ACES High Flyer Award. Noah loves waffles. He loves to play outside, especially in the woods and playgrounds. His favorite sports are soccer and flag football. He also likes doing yard work and teaching his brother things that he learns in school. Yay! Noah is very helpful at home. He is responsible for taking out the trash and picking up his toys. He also helps his grandparents with yard work. When Noah grows up, he wants to be a police officer. He will be successful at whatever he chooses to do. Noah is a wonderful representative of Alloway Creek and Littlestown Area School District. He is a treasure and a blessing to our classroom. Congratulations, Noah.
Cute.
He's done.
And next, we have Ms. Irby Collins and Ms. Jill Schimmer, please.
Not me.
Hi, good evening. It is our pleasure to announce Lennon Schultz as the Student of the Month. Lennon is a third grade student in Mrs. Trimmer and Mrs. Collins' classes. She is dedicated to learning and a conscientious student. Lennon embraces all the core values, which makes her an absolutely awesome student. She leads by example in everything that she does. She not only welcomes any academic challenges, she also steps up to help in any way that she can. Lennon resides in Gettysburg with her family. She is the daughter of Leah and Jason Schultz. She has an older sister, Berkeley, and an older brother, Maverick. Lennon's favorite hobby is fishing. She loves to play soccer, which includes family fun soccer. She enjoys coloring. Her favorite holiday is Christmas time, and she loves going to Ocean City. One of her favorite things to do in Ocean City is to go to Jolly Roger Amusement Park. She loves the ship ride.
In school, Lennon demonstrates a growth mindset in all subject areas. She is a self-motivated learner, with math and science being her favorite subjects.
Yay.
Her leadership qualities shine through with her kindness, dedication to learning, and desire to help others. This all leads to her future goal of becoming a doctor. As you can see, Lennon is a well-rounded young lady that is active, dedicated to learning, and has a bright future ahead of her. Congratulations, Lennon, on being the Student of the Month. We are so proud of you. Sure. Thank you.
Ms. Friedman? Jordan Friedman? You're up.
He asked me before we got up if he had to come up. I said, really, you're going to make me come up by myself? I'm so excited to recognize Aiden as our 8th grade Student of the Month. Aiden is such a great example of kindness, leadership, and hard work. As a member of Student Council, he jumps at every opportunity to volunteer and help others. He's always ready to lend a hand whenever it's needed. Aiden is also a natural leader, keeping group activities on track, making sure everyone stays organized, all while encouraging classmates with kind words and a positive attitude. In the classroom, Aiden gives 110% to everything he does, and his hard work shows in his great grades. He tackles challenges and with determination and focus. Outside of school, he is an avid reader who loves to spend time with his Kindle. He also has a creative side. I love chatting with him about decorating, especially for Christmas. Aiden's kindness, dedication, and positivity make him truly stand out, and I'm so proud to celebrate him as our 8th grade Student of the Month.
Mr. Becker. Excuse me, Dr. You've earned it.
Say again.
You've earned it.
So first I'd like to introduce Emily Nunemaker. As Student of the Month for November, Emily has had an outstanding academic career at Littlestown, performing exceptionally well in challenging classes such as the AP Calculus she is currently carrying in her schedule. She also attends ACTI as part of the Allied Health Program. Emily is a natural leader, and it shows in her involvement at the high school. She is a member of many activities, including but not limited to Student Council, National Honor Society, Minithon, and FBLA. Within those organizations, she is the social media chair for Minithon and Student Council historian. Emily also shines as an athlete for the Thunderbolts, acting as the team captain for this past field hockey season, during which she scored her 100th career point and was named the team MVP. She is also an accomplished athlete in track and field, currently holding 5 District 3 medals, and is a part of a team that set the school record for the 4x100 relay. Mrs. Lawyer, Emily's field hockey coach, states, Emmy is an outstanding young woman who is always looking for ways to help out or be involved, In field hockey, she was a true leader for the team and a hard worker. She also set up the Morgan's Message Game the last 2 years to help raise awareness about mental health. She is very deserving of this recognition. Mr. Stahl, the FBLA advisor, adds, Emily has been an active FBLA member for 4 years. She is a member of our basket auction committee. Emmy has attended several regional and state conferences where she has competed in various competitive events representing our chapter. Emily intends to continue her academic and field hockey career at Wingate University. Congratulations, Emily Nunemaker. High scores, like I said, I start start putting them on the spot. If they have anything that they would like to add, they can feel free.
I was told by Dr. Becker to thank my parents.
Gentle suggestion, I
Yeah, for constant support for over the past 12, I guess 13 years, including kindergarten. So,
Alright. Our second student of the month for November is Ian Welty. Ian has maintained a nearly impeccable academic record as a student at Littlestown High School. He does so while challenging himself with a significant load of advanced placement and college and high school courses, all of which he has performed exceptionally well in, dating back to his sophomore year. He, as a result, has been named to the part-time dean's list at HAC. Ian is also a very involved student, taking part in Minithon as well as being a member of the National Honor Society. Ian has also made his mark as an athlete for Littlestown, being named as the captain of the varsity soccer team. His combination of focus on academics and athletics led him to being named the Scholar Athlete of the Year at Littlestown High School. Mr. Powell, coach of the boys soccer team, has the following to say. Ian Welty was a fantastic leader for the boys soccer team, winning our team leadership award. In the classroom, Ian is a model student who never misses an assignment and works extremely well with others. A man after my own heart, Ian states an enjoyment of golf as a hobby outside his studies and soccer. Ian will be a tremendous addition to the student population at Penn State University, where he intends to pursue bachelor's and master's degrees in architectural engineering. Well done, and congratulations to Ian Welty. Do you have anything you'd like to say to your parents?
Yeah. I'd also like to thank my parents for 17 years. Thank you for the recognition. That's all right. I'll figure it out.
Not this time, you get interrupted.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you to all the students, Noah, Lennon, Aiden, Emily, and Ian. Emily, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Where are you? The basket auction is coming up when?
it's happening right now.
So would you like to do a selfish public announcement so that maybe you get some support? This would be the time.
What?
This would be the time to advertise that so that you can tell
so
others.
there's, in our high school, in our lobby, we have a case like where the trophies usually are, but it's filled with 3 rows worth of baskets where you can put raffle tickets in to like the little buckets to whatever one you want to choose. And I think it's, I don't remember exactly what $5 for 20.
Aren't moms great?
For 20 tickets, and then you can pick whatever basket that you want.
Okay. Sorry to push you on the spot, but since we hadn't moved student representative, and I know that's always a big fundraiser for you, so thank you. And thank you all. Who's doing the picture? Mr. Moran will do a picture, so students of the month would like to leave. This would be a time. If you go to the lobby, Mr. Moran will take your picture. Middle school student representative needs to stick around because he needs to give his or her report. Oh, there he is. Sorry, Mr. Dr. Becker, you got interrupted. We're good. He tried to sneak and give it down. That's right. You're up, sir. It's getting easier, isn't it?
Probably knows what's going on.
Hi, my name is Ion Khan. I'm an 8th grader and I'm student council president. Here's what's happening at Maple Avenue. We are in the midst of our current pride value, inclusiveness. Inclusiveness means including others, inviting them in, and welcoming them with open arms. All students are participating in a lesson on inclusiveness in their social studies classes. Our thankful grants was a success.
You're up now. Huh? Ian, if you'd like to leave again, so you don't want to stick around. You want to stick around. Thank you for coming and thank you for your report, my colleagues. Thanks, Mom, for bringing them.
And you enjoy the season too.
Yes.
So I want to be sure to start by thanking and congratulating Mr. Baker and the cast of The Games Afoot for the successful show this past weekend to weekend. I know they ran 4 of those throughout the time, and I know a lot of effort and time go into such dramatic presentations, so we're appreciative of all involved for that show. Speaking a little bit with, obviously, in our world, a large thing with the impending move into the newly constructed spaces coming very soon. Really want to thank the teachers and staff for all that they're doing to prepare. It's sometimes astounding how much can be collected in a classroom or a storage space over the years. And I know in my own experience, I've had to partake in some pretty significant purging activities, and most often it was me cleaning things that I had no hand in accumulating. So I know that could be sometimes difficult as far as working through some of those things, and our staff is being called upon to work through those, what I would consider hordes of materials in some cases, and prepare for what is truly of value in order to take it for the transition. This, of course, takes significantly more time than we can give them or offer them, and our staff has really met the challenge head on as far as preparing that, and I know a lot of work is being done in preparation. By my count, I believe it's 27 high school teachers that will be making a move into a new classroom the week of the MLK holiday. 8 of those will be required to move a second time, as their homes are just temporary, so they'll be moving in and not be able to really get overly comfortable because they'll be moving again. This, of course, comes with the remainder of the staff waiting their turns for their own displacement and shuffling, and all have been very positive in conversations with me about the move. And I know that there is an air of excitement about the final project on our new home and what it will be. Also, I'd be remiss if not thanking our maintenance staff for all the preparation and effort that they supplied during this time, and I know a lot's in front of them to prepare and get things set up that we can get there, including access for the internet and things that are just things that you don't think about having to get accomplished, and obviously are absolute necessities to make the place happen.
We have time to do all that.
So again, much work is being done and will be done for this move to occur, and it's difficult to know where to start to thank everybody because it's a lot. Finally, I think we offer thanks to the entire community for the fact that this is happening, and we're real excited for the positive change. I know Mrs. Golden, Mrs. Glass, Mr. Preetz, myself, we'll all be working hard to prepare for the plan of the implementation of the high school into that space as well, which is going to open up a lot of positive avenues for our high school and middle school students, and I know some conversations already begun there. We sat a little bit yesterday and discussed some things in the morning as a team, and tried to prepare. What's up today? We did not come on Sunday. We're hard workers, but we were not here. Wow, that was like 3 days ago. That was 3 days ago. She's right. So again, we are in an exceptionally exciting time, obviously, with all that's moving, what's happening with the move, and really can't express enough gratitude for everybody that's afforded us the opportunity for something new in the space. And I know that people are exceptionally excited. I have to keep them from wandering in on their own to go look at the space because they're so excited to see it. So basically, that's pretty much a huge focus right now, and I think on everybody's mind. It's hard to get past that at the moment, seeing as it's about a month away. That is my current report.
Anybody have any questions for Dr. Becker?
What do you do with all your purge stuff?
Yeah, do we need to get an extra dumpster?
Well, they will, yeah, so that's already in the works as far as bringing things in at a time. So the week previous to the move, there'll be extra ones on hand in order for us to move some things out. And it depends on what it is. So for example, math has a whole load of calculators, so we'll have to look into if other schools would be willing or interested in taking a look at those, because they're a type that they haven't used in the past and they've moved to a new one. But they're still at work, so it depends on what it is we'd be speaking of. So not all of it's just hordes of junk. Some things are things that we can utilize in different ways. So making sure that we do that.
Thank you. Anybody else have any? Hearing none. Thank you, sir. On to Ms. Golden. Oh, Dr. Becker, you forgot to thank your mother.
She might be listening.
Good evening. I'm going to sing bass while I give my presentation this evening. So I don't know we all know what PSSA is, right, our test, and we measure students' achievement on that test, right, how well they did. PVOS works hand in hand with PSSA. It's not a separate test, but what it does is it helps us measure growth, not just their achievement score at a moment in time, but starting in 3rd grade, how they achieved in 3rd grade and how they grew to 4th grade and how they grew to 5th grade and how they grew to 6th grade. And it begins to help us to predict or project if the student continues down the same educational path that they have been, they will continue to grow at this rate, the rate they have been growing, right? And if we want them to grow more, it indicates to us that we need to do something differently for that student to get them to grow, perhaps at a more accelerated rate than they have been demonstrating in their testing history so far. And that's what PVOS helps give us data about student growth. So that information just came out to us recently. And so I met with departments last week, and we just kind of looked at our school data as far as growth goes. So, you know, on PSSA, whether your achievement scores are good or not good doesn't necessarily mean you grew just because you had great achievement scores, right? Schools can have consistently high achievement scores and kind of flatline on growth. Schools can have relatively low achievement scores and have tremendous growth, right? And if you do that year over year, then your achievement scores will rise, right? So that's the hope. So I met with the departments, the English and the math departments, to go over our school-wide results and to show them some of the reports that PVOS provides to us that might be helpful to them retroactively, like reflecting on what did I do last year and how well did that serve the students that were before me last year. For example, there's a report that teachers can look at that just takes their students as the lowest 3rd scoring of their students, the middle 3rd scoring of the students, and the highest scoring 3rd students into like 3 buckets. And that this report just tells you how well those buckets grew or not. Am I, as a teacher, good at growing low achieving students? Am I good at growing high achieving students? Am I good at growing average achieving students? And so teachers can think back to, okay, what did I do in my classroom last year that really, oh gosh, I got really good growth out of my low students, my lowest achieving students. What was it that I did? And let me make sure I continue to replicate that this year so I can continue to grow my lowest achieving students. That's just an example of a report where they're looking back. PVOS now has reports called Child Success Summaries where they can see the students that are this year's students in front of them, which is really neat because it's all the historical data that each student brings with them. But then you can look at those, you know, your 3rd period, those 20 kids in your 3rd period, or those individual kids in your 3rd period, and see what their projections are, and what is the probability that that student may or may not score proficient on the PSSA. And the way that that's helpful is if a student has, there's a category, 40 to 70% probability of scoring it proficient on the PSSA. Those are the kids that you want to put together in a small group and work with regularly because they're right there. They're right there, and a little bit more face time and small group instruction at their level with their teacher might be just what is needed to get them over the hump, so to speak, to proficiency. So these, you know, these are not the end-all, be-all of reports. It is one data point that we use to kind of create a context, an assessment context for our students, but it's something that we're looking at. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be meeting with each of those math and English teachers individually to talk about what's specifically going on in their classroom, what specific practices are happening around differentiating instruction, that is personalizing learning to meet students' needs or groups of students' needs, to make sure that we're using this data the best that we can to help serve our students, to help them to grow. Because obviously the goal would be, if we can grow them, they will ultimately reach those higher achievements, but we need to grow them to get them there. And that happens through intentionality and planning and thoughtfulness when it comes to what it is that we're going to put before those students. Questions?
I have one.
Please.
So you mentioned the PSSA.
Yes.
Are those scores out?
Yes, they are, and that's what I was saying Dr. Berryman, I believe, is going to present to you all after the new year.
Okay, great.
Yes. Yeah.
In the PVOS, how is that spelled? You don't mind me
Yep,
asking?
it's an acronym, PVAAS. It stands for Pennsylvania
PBOS, but.
PBOS, and people pronounce it both ways.
PBOS.
Caramel, caramel.
Yeah, caramel, caramel, I can go anyway.
But that's what it stands for.
So we will have that report sometime.
I believe Dr. Berryman has plans to give you a data review after the new year.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you. I feel good. I'm just sounding wrong.
It's because you worked yesterday.
I know, Dr. Becker, I'll be here on Sunday.
Killing it. Okay. You're up.
What? Where? Did you bring the
Got to keep the glasses on, I was about to take them off. So, I appreciate the opportunity, and again, before I get started, because I know I'll forget at the end, so I'll just say to you, I wish everybody a happy holidays, Christmas, New Year, as you go through. So it's a special time of the year for a lot of reasons. So at ACES, I just really want to highlight a little bit of, this is our second year of working with the high school with our Spanish students. They're in the process of, Miss Lindsay Bernal's Honor Society students are coming to visit us here in December, and we're sort of fostering some excitement about Spanish language learning. We're going to be teaching a lesson of about 25 minutes to our students, centered around some Christmas traditions that are popular in Spain in relation to their own celebration of the holidays. Excited to say that we have 16 classrooms total that are represented in this partnership, and that scans grades K to 5. The interesting thing, it's grown in year 2 because of the positive reception last year. We actually had to turn some classes down just because of time and the availability of the high school students. However, that's something we're going to look into and see how we can work forward to improving that opportunity for some additional classes and students for next year. So we're excited about that coming. In addition, something I shared last year, I'll share again. We've worked closely with our high school speech department. So Mr. Baker and his students do a great job. They come down each December here, again, a collaboration to work together to high school speech students to recite from memory. We end up using a visit from St. Nicholas, which was the night before Christmas. We read an age-appropriate holiday story. They share, obviously, a holiday treat and answer some questions that the students may have, so they're collaborative. And again, a little bit of conversation of what it's like to be a high school student, so which is always good and exciting, that interaction between elementary and high school. And then the final piece to that is really the high school Triennium Music Honor Society is coming down to our building. That's become an annual thing across the district. Those students are coming down to sing some Christmas carols and engage our students through the musical bands that goes on in our district as well. So we're excited for those opportunities. Again, trying to foster and maintain those K-12 structures that are so important. Inside of our building, directly, our teachers, K-5, our students are completing their common benchmark assessments in both ELA and math. Students applied skills taught to them in trimester 1. So as it connects to the PA state standards through open-ended problems, questions, and writing prompts. So we're moving next to the grade level teachers to start the process of scoring those tests collaboratively together as a team, and working closely with their building coaches